One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1057, The End. We get a little bit of a cover story continuation going on here. Last we left off with the Vince Smoke siblings. They were getting attacked by Katakuri and his brother Oven. And now in this one, we see that Caesar Clown is getting involved in the mix and is releasing a poison gas attack. To who, I don't know. But I would imagine it's probably Katakuri and Oven, because he's trying to escape that island. He's not necessarily on great terms with Big Mom. They're not that he knows that they're dead necessarily, but he's like stole from her at some point, so he's trying to get the fuck
That's why
out
he
of
had to take up the Gangsta Gastino alias.
Yeah, that's why he had to go deep undercover.
Technically, he's part of Gang Beja's crew right now. He's trying to get to his crew.
Technically, I don't know.
Technically,
well, Beg is like part of Big Mom's crew at this point. Well, not anymore, because he tried to assassinate her, but he was. But that's neither here nor there. That's the cover page. Let's get into the chapter proper. We start off with Rakugo, and I know what that kind of means because there's a series about Rakugo called Akane Banashi that I've been reading. It's a good series. Whoa. It's just like this old
reference, dude.
Yeah. It's basically this like performance storytelling that is popular in Japan. It's like one man plays essentially, but where one person plays all the characters and whatnot. And it seems to be telling the story about the raid of Onigashima necessarily. It's kind of cool. You know, it goes over what we already know. Meanwhile, in the woods of Tokage Port in Udon, Momonosuke and Yamato and Kinemon are on their way to track down Luffy and the rest of the Straw Hats. And we learn that apparently Yamato has decided to stay on Wano. So, thanks, Oda. Prolonging all of us. Brian, you're muted. I can't hear you.
I just want to say I was kind of right. A little bit.
You can't just say
you're right. I said that
she
wouldn't go.
All right. You can't be doing that all the time, Brian. You can't. There's no partial credit.
It's true.
There's no partial credit.
Who is about to join?
No one. Well,
Wet Hair Caribou.
No. Caribou's with someone else. We saw that already.
He's gonna go.
He's fucking with other people. He's not on those Straw Hats.
Not bringing this rhetoric.
Anyway, so Yamato has decided to stay and really just truly follow in Odin's footsteps, because Odin didn't necessarily leave Wano immediately. He traveled Wano itself and got to know like the land before he left. So Yamato's looking to do the same thing, and he's already cleared it with Luffy and the Straw Hats. So they're all good on that front. Momonosuke is pissed because the Straw Hats were just about to leave without saying goodbye. And, you know, we get a little bit of a montage of all the good times they've kind of had, how Luffy is kind of like mentored Momonosuke in a very tough love fashion. And it's just Momonosuke reminiscing. And he's like, I can't believe he would just fucking leave me after all we've been through, basically. And as they leave, as they make it out of the forest, they catch up with the Straw Hats, and they tackle him to the ground. And Momonosuke orders Luffy, as the Shogun of Wano, to don't leave him, to stay in Wano forever. And you know, he'll just miss them so much, and he's done so much for them, and he doesn't want to see them go. But Luffy said, like, hey, actually, we were waiting for you to come by so we can give you something. He calls to Usopp to toss down a flag of some sort. And Momonosuke is like, wait, what is this? And he's like, hey, it's a flag. Fly that shit here, because now because it'll show everybody, if anybody wants to come and fuck with you guys, then they're picking a fight with us.
Bro, the Straw Hats have territory in Wano.
Yeah. It's
official.
This is indeed the technically first official territory of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Well, Just Roast is technically under the Straw Hat's protection too, right?
Nope.
No, because they went to the Reverie. They're doing their own thing.
They're not affiliated with the Straw Hat Fleet, and Fishman Island is not waving the flag yet because they haven't received one. There's no like official like Luffy saying this is my territory now.
This is your homework, huh?
This is from memory, bro. This is from memory.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, he had to have taken it from Big Mom before because it was still technically her territory when they left, especially. So, technically not his territory yet, but Wano is his now, which is pretty fire. As
far as bragging rights go, I mean, he doesn't own it, but that's his bros.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, especially since like Wano's very happy to have it. Momonosuke is just like, oh my god, thanks, you'd call me one of you. It was a very touching moment, to be honest.
I was right.
You were what?
I was right.
You were right? How so?
Because Momo's couldn't. Listen. Who's not on the crew?
Momonosuke.
Your boy Odin, aka Yamato, right?
Yeah.
Who has the ability to join the crew and basically got the okay when he's ready?
Yamato.
Momo.
And Yamato.
And Yamato.
Details.
Even Kinemon.
You guys are...
Yeah, even Kinemon.
As they sail away, they're like, hey,
all
guys.
Right, okay. Okay.
Hey, I mean... Yeah, no one's right. Hey, we gotta accept...
I was
right.
Correct. No, you wasn't, bro.
No, you weren't.
I literally
said
said Yamato is probably not going to join.
No, but you said that Momonosuke would for sure join.
I didn't say he would for sure join.
You swore up and down.
I did not swear up and down.
Yeah, I think you did drop a for sure line, actually.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, Brian.
Well, you let us know.
You were wrong.
If there's anybody who listens to the podcast regularly, you let us know.
You was wrong.
You were wrong. We gotta have... Right. I would have like a wrong drop, but I feel like we use it a lot because we're long. All of us collectively are wrong a lot. So...
Yeah.
But anyway, the Straw Hats set sail. Luffy calls out and says, hey, if you guys want to join up the crew for sure, just call us and we'll come pick you up. But Momonosuke, you got to be stronger. And Momonosuke is like, hell yeah. And I'm like, hell yeah. He's going to, next time he shows up, he's going to have his hybrid form. It's going to be so fire. Like hybrid, like Kaido, like the Dragon Man hybrid. It'll be so cool.
Yeah.
We cut over to
a scaly shogun.
Yeah. We cut over to the ship. Nami's, guiding everybody to the Hakumai port, which is the formal port where they can leave by, safe means. Kid starts talking a little shit. He's like, oh, look at you guys going for the safe and secure port. Like a couple of losers. Law and Kid did not take that kindly. But, they just keep going. I think they literally changed course. Luffy takes the wheel and...
Yeah, they were changing course.
Yeah, and they all, just jump off of the falls together. As the Rakugo guy continues to tell the story. We get a little bit of a flashback to Hiyori's last exchange with Kurozumi. As Kurozumi we see is like, the wrath of the Kurozumi clan will curse this country unto its last generation. But the princess gazed into his fucking eyes and said, she pushed Dendro aside, got closer, took that fan out with her family crest and said, Kurozumi was born to burn.
And in response to that, he was like, yeah. I guess did she fan the flames? Is that what happened with spirit?
I guess so, but it's also like, this is my sign. This is my family crest. Now you're dead. After you killed my father, all that stuff. It's just big talking shit. Rakugo talking shit.
Yeah.
Really cool moment. And we get a little shot.
Akane Banashi.
Akane Banashi.
Yeah.
And we get a little
I know
shot
of the series.
of the other citizens of Wano as they're celebrating. One last shot of the Akazaya 9 with Momonosuke at the center. And the chapter ends with the curtain actually closing on the Wano arc. And this is the end. This is the official landmark ending of the Wano arc and the end of the chapter proper. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I didn't think much of it. Other than the fact that when I seen that Yamato was not going to join and Momonosuke was also not going to join, I felt empty.
Empty.
Yeah. So I knew I wasn't right.
I feel like you're letting this affect you a little much.
But there was no, when it comes down to it, there was no new crewmate added. Therefore, are there no more crewmates to be added?
No, Yamato might join later. You know, I think he got like a little bit of the Jinbei treatment where, you know,
no,
come find us later.
No. Come on, they supposed. I can't accept that.
Bro, they have like 5,000 crew members.
And that's what I don't care for, you know.
At any point,
I wanted to see a crewmate.
Jinbei.
But then I thought about it, like, what? I know, but I guess, all right. Even as I reflect, right, like Yamato, what was his role? The person with a club.
You're asking what his actual job would be on the crew?
Yeah, like everybody has.
Well, the very
like
last
role,
one
right?
should be Lookout, maybe the person who sits on the crow's nest and just like chills up there.
That's Usopp.
Brian, you're still muted. I don't know if you're saying
Usopp could do that.
Usopp
that
is
was supposed to be Carrot.
Yeah, Carrot filled that role for a little bit.
She did fill that role for a little bit. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you know.
I don't think it's that serious.
And in
though.
theory,
and like I said,
I don't think anybody needs to have a physical job on the ship. You know, you could just be a deckhand and help people out.
Be the strong person.
Yeah, you could.
The strong person.
Yamato strong person number 3.
Yeah, he's the strong person.
Exactly.
He's the strong person with boobs.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts?
No, not really. It was a nice little wrap up to this Wano arc. And is he gonna be off for another 2 weeks or something?
No,
or
he's
good money.
We're back next week with One Piece. Thank God.
Oh,
No breaks.
Wow.
No breaks. We're good.
Hey,
He's had a month. All right. I
pretty
won't
nice.
accept another break for a little bit. Come on, bro. All right. Well, in that case, Brian, what did you think about this chapter?
Honestly, I don't have much to say about this chapter, to be honest. A lot of people, I could say what a lot of people are saying about this chapter, though.
What did a lot of people say?
A lot of people don't like the way Wano's been like handled towards the end of it. People feel like it was rushed. People feel like they didn't give enough time to like flesh out the ending of this arc. And they also felt pretty weird about Hiyori's whole burning Orochi alive thing.
so weird about it.
Yeah,
How so?
they feel like the lesson that there was no lesson learned, and that people are still being prejudiced, are still dealing with prejudice, even though they're just because of the name of their clan. So people feel like the Korazumi just never learned their lesson when it came to handling that kind of situation, and kind of just not attacking people just because of the name of their clan, you know?
Well,
The
here's the thing.
Kurozumi are wiped out.
Well, here's the thing about
I
the
think
Kurozumi.
wasn't he the last?
Yeah, the thing about the Kurozumi is that they were literally traitors and they killed other royal houses. And that's the reason they had like dirt on their name. you know, in general. I guess it doesn't like justify what Orochi, I guess, has been through, or Kanshiro has been through necessarily, but yeah, their father, or like their relative who was a daimyo, was ostensibly a political assassinator. So I don't know. It's funny. There is like a significance to the burning of Kurozumi, because I looked up. Odin is a dish, right? And Odin is like this like stew type dish. We see Odin actually eating Odin in the very introduction of his character in the flashback. Odin was born to boil. You know, that's his thing. That's the double meaning behind his whole. Do you know what black charcoal means? You know what? Well, I gave it away, but Kurozumi means black. Alert. Kurozumi means black charcoal. And what does black charcoal do? It burns. That's That's like the little double entendre here. It was born to burn. Yeah. Odin was born.
Kurozumi means
black charcoal.
Black charcoal demon. That's Orochi. Kurozumi.
Yeah, Kurozumi. I don't know what is that. What Orochi means? Demon?
Is Orochi snake? No, Orochimaru snake.
No, I don't think that's what it means. But either way, it's black charcoal, and he was born to burn. And Kurozumi was an asshole. Let's not fucking go two ways about it. This guy fed defective smile fruits to the people just for the fun of it. I don't feel bad for Kurozumi at all. Fuck that guy.
I see what's potentially problematic, I guess, and I don't know if the people I don't know if this is what they're trying, like the point they're trying to make, but I do think like there's this suggestion that evil is like inherent or like genetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, everyone in their like how everyone from their clan is some sneaky fake bastards, and then you know you obviously have this like Wano is a king, you know, the shogun, whatever they call their kingdom.
Oh, huh? Wano.
What? Wano. No, but they have a hierarchy here. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a royal family, so there's like one group of people you see that's born to be, you know, evil, and another group of people that are born just better than the rest of the citizens because of their blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would admit that those are problematic themes. However, it was made expressively clear that everyone in their clan did horrible things.
Yeah.
Still problematic. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Because even if you were looking at Kurozumi as like this kind of like cyclical thing, Kurozumi didn't like just go after the Kozuki clan. He seized control of Wano and allowed Kaido to come in just because he was like a power hungry guy. So his was not just a story of like retribution for the prejudices that his like family has endured. It's that, and he took a lot of liberties with, you know, abusing the people of Wano, starving them, and giving them defective smile fruits so they can never feel anything again, really, or be allowed to express it.
It begs the question, though. If these are a group of people that can't help but be evil, right? Then how, you know, it's not really their fault, right?
Well, I mean, that's assuming that that's like it's not their. It's like generally not. I don't think that's the case. I don't think like.
Hiyori condemned the clan. That's what they're saying. I think that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, like, which again, it's again, I don't fully. I mean, I don't think it's that serious personally, because again, like, first of all, it's just like a story where these guys have been clearly made out to be evil, and I think it is implied that everyone in the clan like is like inherently bad.
Yeah. Well, I guess like
they all did it to themselves. Like they all led to their own demise, which is like, you know, kind of. How do I put this into thoughts? I'm trying to put it in a way that kind of. I'm not trying to like make it seem less problematic. I'm just saying why personally I'm not like taken aback by it, because I think it was executed in such a way. Like, you could come to the conclusion that, you know, if everyone in the clan that had the opportunity to change things, you know, was evil, like they undid them. The undoing was to themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was really out of everybody else's hands, because their evil intentions are going to lead to their own destruction.
Well,
rather being there continuously punished for something that's just within their nature. It's like it's a different dynamic.
Yeah,
Because that's the problematic thing. You know, it's I believe it's problematic to punish people for something that's within their nature. You know, like, I think we should do other things. Like, this should be something we do to address it, you know?
yeah, and I'm remembering to the flashback where Kurozumi Orochi was like working for Odin's family, and they didn't really particularly treat him bad.
No, you could you know what? You could argue that they did try. That was them trying to reform and say, you know, we're not going to just like treat you like shit because you was part of this clan before. They gave him a chance, and it's like the cyclical nature is him doing himself. Even when he tried to be saved, they gave him all the love, and yeah, he was like an errand boy for the royal family. But I mean, he made good money. He had like slight influence. You know what I'm saying? He had like a level of respect when he went outside. It was held in a higher regard.
Yeah.
Simply, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like this clearly problematic issue.
Definitely not. And you know, Orochi was actually like kind of a dutiful errand boy for the most part. You know, he like worked for Yasui. That was like his boss, and Yasui didn't necessarily treat him bad. His mind was also corrupted by a generation before him. You know, there was that old lady with the clone fruit. And she was like coaxing him into this path, and you know, he just kind of got wrapped up in that. At a certain point, Orochi loses his victimhood when he gets to a position of power and does nothing with it, and actually does worse. You know, because he just like reflected all that anger onto the rest of the people in Wano. That
right.
You know, like the atrocities he's committed outweighs just like the amount of shit that he's like been through. I feel like he's really like, he killed Yasui. He starved and polluted the land. He willingly let he
facilitated all of that.
Yeah, he willingly let an emperor of this, like an emperor of the sea, come in and just basically have a hostile takeover over their country. He withdrew food. He was a terrible leader. He didn't do anything for anybody. So I don't know. Whether this changes like the outlook of, I guess, shaming clans or whatever is yet to be seen, because we don't know how Momonosuke is going to govern going forward, you know, because he just got to the seat. So maybe things will change.
What's clear is that they're empathetic. Sorry, I don't know if did you want to extend your point? My bad. I really wanted to.
You could go for it.
Because I feel like that's kind of something that ties this all together. Like, it's apparent that like under Wano's leadership, people were good. You know, there weren't necessarily like, I don't remember seeing poor people or homeless people or nothing like that. You know, so like this is like empathetic and sympathetic leadership, where everyone, you know, has the needs, you know, has the resources to survive. I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying? So I think if you and you can see that being the case with, you know, with other previous islands and kingdoms, like in One Piece lore, usually they're overthrowing like this horrible dictator, you know, so things can go back to the status quo, which was this focus on, you know, I want to say focus, but I just feel like people were taken care of, even though like they had this hierarchy and structure of like kingdoms and stuff. Like, you could see how certain areas people were treated well, and how like other kingdoms under the, like, you know, influence of the celestial dragons, etc., their direct influence, you know, people get treated like slaves and or, you know, less than. Anyways, I think this everything I'm saying is not about like again, it's not about saying that that particular theme that I brought up, which I don't even know if that's what the people are saying specifically with people with punishing inherently evil people. But I think Oda's done the groundwork in the series to show that he's not like he doesn't lack humanity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He prioritizes humanity, he cares for it,
Yeah.
and it shows in this work.
Yeah, and
that's everything I have to say about that topic.
Yeah, my last point is also like I think it's an interesting point to talk about. My final point, I guess, is that we've only ever really also seen that with the Kurozumi. So, you know, it's not like left and right. The Kozuki clan in particular has been necessarily prejudiced in any way towards its own citizens. Wano's not perfect, obviously. It's an isolationist country, and you know, it might have its reasons, obviously, as we see. Like, it's a very barricaded in country, and it does house the Pluton. So it has its reasons, maybe in terms of that point, but I don't know. I feel like people are kind of like looking for things. I will say though, to be intellectually consistent, we kind of get on My Hero Academia for feeling rushed at times. And I can definitely see that with One Piece as well. I feel like when I was reading this chapter, I felt kind of like a lot of end of arc moments have a lot more emotional resonance. And for as much as Wano, or as big a part of this series as Wano was, I didn't necessarily feel the same resonance as, say, Enies Lobby, Water 7, or Alabasta, or even Dressrosa even. I think we had like a little bit of kind of more of an emotional catharsis. It's been kind of business as usual ever since the battle on Onigashima ended, which, you know, I guess I kind of give it a little more of a caveat because this chapter is 1,057 chapters long. You know, I get that there's like kind of an instinct in Oda probably that like I'm trying to cut the fat out as much as I can and, you know, kind of give you the Cliff Notes version of all these emotional beats that are supposed to happen. But yeah, I do see that as like certain parts of One Piece do feel kind of rushed. The biggest one being Yamato's decision to stay. I feel like that could have been expounded on a little bit more, but it be that way, I guess, with One Piece. I guess I'm being a little lenient because of the overall length of the series, and you know we've got the end to get to. We got like probably another island or two before we reach Raftel, so, and a lot to establish. So
we're probably gonna have to look to the anime for
I mean,
if we want to have the definitive version to watch Wano.
I think I kind of agree with that. I think like, and you know, it doesn't hurt that One Piece is anime, although, you know, it is for logistical reasons also stretching out certain moments. It's, if you want those moments, it'll probably be more expounded upon in the anime. Like Brian said, I agree with that. It does help that One Piece's animation has never looked better these days. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because I know we get on My Hero a lot about it, but I am consistent. I see it. I see it.
I guess the pacing's been a little kind of rapid since we've been introduced to Gear 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is something.
You know,
this is something I've seen on Totally Not Mark. It's something that he's like really brought up in terms of One Piece's art and the page layouts, where a lot of pages are very cluttered and they have like a billion panels sometimes, and it's just like Oda trying to get as much information in one chapter as he can, which is not necessarily enjoyable. You know, it's not as enjoyable as his earlier work where, you know, earlier in One Piece, he really let moments sit, and it is the reason that this series is as long as it is that like he's taken his time with a lot of this series. But I don't know. I guess like this is my one bias thing maybe, but I try to cut Oda slight slack on it. That being said, I see it. I just hope
I just hope this isn't the start of a new trend for him, you know?
It might be. It may not be. I mean, now that we left Wano, you know, now maybe we'll have like these shorter stories. I don't think we'll have another 100.5 like arc until we reach Raftel, at least, probably. So, who only knows? One other thing I wanted to bring up is that like this is the end of Wano, and I guess the only thing I really wanted to say is that in significance to our show is when we started doing the show, our very first episode was like middle of Act 1 in Wano. So the entire length of the podcast, we've only ever talked about Wano. So it'll be.
Are you serious? No way. We was talking about Whole Cake Island.
Nope.
Yes, we was.
No, we weren't, man. That was 2 years ago.
No way.
2 years ago is when we started this show. Like 2.5 years ago, we started this show. Wano was still happening. We were in the middle of Act 1.
What?
One of my favorite moments is when we covered when Luffy. We were covering Wano before Luffy lost for the first time. We did not cover Whole Cake. We were in the middle of Wano. And I'm pretty sure that's true.
The big news Brian drop came prior to Wano.
No, because Wano
because of the intermediary.
Yeah, because Wano had intermediary chapters when we were.
Yeah, you don't remember there was a little
we saw Morgans in Wano.
Morgans.
Oh, what was like a flashback of like what happened?
It's just like what's going on in the world. You know, I'm going all the way back to see what chapter exactly we started covering the show. I'm 99% sure we were in the middle of Wano still.
No way.
Yep, we were like. It was before Luffy lost to Kaido the first time, even. Okay, that was the first episode. Doesn't necessarily tell us. I just caught one of the titles, Computer Nuda. That was a great title.
It was.
Yeah, we went back. 2020. 2019. That was definitely like Wano, right? Damn. Okay. One Piece, 942. Yeah, we were deep in Wano. That was our 6th episode. In our 6th episode, we were in chapter 942. Wano starts in chapter 910.
Wow. I thought we were covering big. I thought we was at Whole Cake Island when we started. Wow.
So, starting next week will be the first time New Jump City talks about One Piece outside of Wano. And I'm really excited about it. It's good to start off with a new journey. I'm here for it. But that's the last thing I really wanted to say. I just think that was a pretty neat thing.
Yeah, that was cool. Nice call out.
Yeah. You guys have any final thoughts?
Goodbye, Wano.
Goodbye, Wano.
I'm sure we'll be back.
Yeah.